Welcome back to another episode of Rugby Union Weekly. It's the end of a decade. What a decade it has been for rugby, and what a year it has been. If you haven't seen my latest video, top 5 moments of rugby in 2019, there'll be a link down in the description down below, so do go check that out. Lots of news to get through this week, so make sure to be subscribed, leave a like on the video, and as always, get involved in the comments down below. We start in the English Premiership this week. We start with a big win for Exeter over Savis at home. What a game this was. Not incredible rugby at times, but incredible defence from Exeter, who kept Savis scoreless at half-time with an incredible tackle from the fly half to hold up big Billy Vunipola, I believe it was, to hold him up. Incredible. If you haven't seen the highlights, definitely go and check that out. But Exeter beating Savis, and after all of the salary cap issues and all the drama around that, it felt like a big win for Exeter. It felt like a big win in the scheme of the season as well. So Savis on minus 12 points, obviously because of that deduction. We'll head over up to Scotland now. We're going to be talking about Scotland's coaching team. Some interesting changes there. Matt Taylor has left his role as assistant coach in Scotland. He is headed to Australia to join with Dave Rennie, who will take up the Wallabies head coach job at the end of the season when his contract with the Glasgow Warriors come to an end. So he's going to be heading out to Australia to join Dave Rennie. In his place, in comes former Ospreys head coach Steve Tandy, who was in fact the defence coach for Waratahs in the Super Rugby out in Australia. So Steve Tandy in, and then Matt Taylor leaving. So Scotland fans, let me know what you think about that one down in the comments down below. So Dave Rennie becoming the new head coach and taking Matt Taylor, who was an Aussie, of course, who's born in Australia. He heads home back to Australia. Let's look at some transfer news now, some interesting little things that have come about. Halfpenny is the big talking point this week. Lee Halfpenny's possible move over to Bath. Now, when he joined Scotland in 2017, there was big talks about him joining Bath then, and he turned down a move. But he's been there since 2017 at the Scarlets, and it's a 3-year deal, and his deal comes to an end next summer. Now, with the acquisition of Liam Williams coming in, it looks possible like Lee Halfpenny could be on the way out, and he would still be eligible for Wales if Gatland's law still exists when Pivot comes in, which I think it should be gotten rid of, because then you can bring the likes of Webb back and people like that. But Halfpenny to Bath, it would be an interesting move. Probably get more money at Bath than he would at the Scarlets. Probably would start with knows another Welshman there in Rhys Priestland and Faletau, of course. So it could make a lot of sense for him, but it could also mean that maybe, not that he says goodbye to his Wales career, but maybe he's not taking that as such as a priority anymore. So as I said, his 3-year deal runs out this summer in 2020, and with Liam Williams coming in, it seems like a good way of getting out and leaving on good terms. Scarlets fans, would you be up for this? Would you be open to seeing him leave? And Bath fans, would you take Lee Halfpenny at fullback? Let's stay in Wales now. Let's talk about 2 big games that happened over the weekend. Scarlets against Ospreys, which we'll get to in a minute, but first Cardiff Blues against Dragons. Cardiff Blues edging out the Dragons at the Cardiff Arms Park. The conditions were awful. It was not a great spectacle of rugby. Dragons fair play played really, really well, I thought, but they dominated that first half especially, but they just couldn't really put their chances to bed and take them opportunities. But the Blues just about had enough in this game. Jared Evans, in my opinion, is a really exciting young player coming through for the Blues, and he just had too much time on the ball, and he was able to dictate the game a little bit too much for my liking. Moriarty picked up a little knock, not sure how serious that is going to be for the Dragons, but the Dragons have really improved this season. I've been really impressed with them. We spoke a lot about them last week, and they continue to impress me, and under Dean Rand, they're going in the right direction. Talking about the Dragons, Rodri Williams has committed his future to the Dragons for the next 2 years, so he's signed a 2-year deal, contract extension with them, which keeps him at the club then until end of 2021, and he's been one of the best players this season for them. So the scrum half and the captain signing on there. We've got to talk about it. As an Ospreys fan, it's not nice to talk about, and what is going on at our club, I have no idea. Losing 44-0 to the Scarlets, and the fact is, we had some big players in the team. We had Justin Tipperick was playing, and he, after the game, came out and said it was the worst game he'd ever played for with the Ospreys, the worst feeling and the worst performance. Obviously no Alan Wynne-Jones then there, but big question marks what is going on at the Scarlets. Doesn't help with the situation with Mike Ruddock. Who knows what's going on there? He's been given like a month contract, which just doesn't make sense to me. Really what you should say is, okay, you've got it till the end of the season and then we'll reassess then, because it can't get much worse than it is now. And it's just these question marks about the players don't know whether they're coming or going. When of course Alan Clark was dismissed, they sent James Hook to go answer questions, which it was so confusing. Nobody really knew what was going on. It was so unprofessional to send James Hook. The club just seems to be in a bit of a stay at the minute, and yeah, if I was there, Mike Ruddock saying, you've got it till the end of the season, we've now got 6 months or so really to assess where we're at, to decide whether you're the right man, but also to decide what we're going to do over the next 6 months, what needs to change in this club. And I think it all really stems from the merger with the Scarlets, which seemed possible, and yeah, things just haven't been right ever since then. And to finish off this week, we've got to talk about Tom Penny, who has joined the Harlequins from Newcastle on deal till the end of the season. He comes in as injury cover for the Quins, so he comes in there for the Quins. So 2020, what a year it's going to be for rugby. The Six Nations is not that far away. Of course, there'll be podcast out with Star Gilajita on his channel, on my channel. So we'll have lots of podcasts out. Obviously leading up to it, the build-up, who do I think should be in each squad, predictions, previews, match reviews, we're going to have the lot. It's going to be very, very exciting. Of course, we've also got some Champions Cup rugby coming up next month as well, which is going to be exciting. And we're going to be talking, obviously, the Lions in a year and a half. It's not that far away, so there's a lot coming up on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like on the video, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.